And we're live?
Yeah, I think we're live. Yeah, we are live.
Woo-hoo!
Good evening, good evening, good evening. And
Hey,
I
folks.
am here. Go on, sorry, Jen.
No, I'm sorry. I'm cutting into you. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. There's a bit of lag, but it's not seriously bad. Good evening, guys, and welcome to another Monday night stream with myself and the gorgeous Jen Mitchell. Hopefully, because we're in icon mode, we won't be as super laggy as we were, and maybe if the stream improves, you might see our pretty mugs on on the screen. We'll see. We'll see if it improves. We might actually appear on the stream, but
if they give us
for the
tips,
meantime,
Marty. If they send
they'll be
in
giving you
super
tips.
chat.
They won't be giving me tips. Super chat, Jesus Christ. You Americans with your fucking need of money. Jesus Christ. So yeah, tonight's show we have two solid topics. We will keep it kind of free and easy when it comes to discussions and chat and stuff like that. But we've kind of two seriously solid kind of topics tonight. One being our thoughts on Evil Dead Burn, which myself and Jen both fucking really enjoyed. And the second topic will be that we're discussing, but we're going to be discussing first, is the sad passing of an excellent actor, a man who transcended genres, the late great Sam Neill. He passed away at the age of 78 today. And yeah, he will be sorely missed. I know him as Dr. Alan Grant. He was a man who made paleontology look cool. And even as a 9-year-old boy, I was like, this guy kicks arse. Jen knows him from, and I know him as well from the horror genre, but Jen would be more kind of concentrated on his work in the horror genre. And we'll have a bit of overlap, and he done other stuff as well, but we'll get to that. Jen, what's your initial thoughts on the late great Sam Neill?
That it sucks that that's with anybody. Most people who are passing, it sucks that when you hear they're dead. But when I saw it this morning, I was like, oh fuck, of all the assholes in the world, that could go, why did it have to be someone? Because not only was he a legendary actor, right, but from everything I've heard, he was a hell of a nice guy. And that really came across, and no matter what kind of role he was playing, there was kind of a twinkle in his eyes. You could tell he loved his craft. He was definitely an actor. And as you were saying, he was self-taught. He never went to any sort of school or anything like that. He just kind of had that natural raw talent that just was, the cameras loved him. And, you could be transfixed. I think that's the thing with, you think of Sam Neill. He, no matter if he was doing something with dinosaurs, something with horror, or if he was in a Tudors period piece, I mean, the man just held your attention if he was on screen. And he could do so many different kind of roles. Like the kindness definitely seeped out through him, but he could do evil as well. And he just was a likable dude all around. And but they said he was passed with his family, which I'm glad. I guess if you gotta go, I guess that's the best way any of us can hope for.
Yeah, it is sad because he had actually beaten T-cell cancer, if I'm not mistaken, maybe a year ago. And yeah, a bit of a history lesson on Sam Neill. Originally born in Omagh in Northern Ireland, his name was Nigel, but when he went to secondary school, I think he changed it to Sam. If I read it right, he changed it to Sam to have more kind of a rough and ready name. He figured Nigel was too much of a wimpy name, so he changed it to Sam, and it just stuck. And yeah, he kicked arse. He was in a lot of kind of dramas. He was the pride of New Zealand. I think Kiwi at the movies and Danielle are going to miss him because he was one of the premier actors in the Kiwi kind of movie community. There is a lot. You obviously have likes of Tamara Morrison and Carl Urban, but Sam Neill was at the tippy top. And even early on in the career, he started in stuff where he kind of went across, just a jot across the water. He was in a lot of Australian stuff. He was in a documentary on the Rainbow Warrior. He was
Mm-hmm.
in Riley Ace of Spies. This was kind of an espionage drama, period espionage drama set during World War One. And yeah, what did you think? The YouTube channel, Irish YouTube channel. If you get a chance, check out his channel. He's really good. He reminded me of that. He put up a wonderful post saying that everyone forgets Riley Ace of Spies. I remember being in terrestrial TV, and yeah, it made sense as well, because later on, when either, I don't know if it was Timothy Dalton or Pierce Brosnan, but his name was touted as Bond as well. His name, and you could see from Riley Ace of Spies, he was suave, he was debonair, and he had the chops to do James Bond. But sadly, we'll never know. He did venture into horror, Jen's kind of territory, with the likes of Possession, which was an
I
amazing
love Possession.
fucking
Love it.
performance. And then he Moment 3. But I think for most of us, including me, especially me, Dr. Alan Grant, he kicked fucking arse. Very different from the Crichton version. Spielberg had approached, I think, Harrison Ford for the role of Alan Grant. And I'm kind of glad he didn't get it, because you already have Ford playing a archaeologist, then having him play a paleontologist. And I love the Indiana Jones movies, but I never bought Ford as an academic. But when you listen to the way that Alan character, you could genuinely buy this guy was an academic. This guy was a scientist. And yes, he done action. Indiana Jones. He took his fucking knocks and shit. He was great. But yeah, I think Jurassic Park, I love the movie, but I think one of the biggest ingredients why it worked was Sam Neill as Alan Grant. But yeah, sorry, Jen, I went on a soapbox there, but what's your thoughts on his career in horror, actually?
Well, I mean, there was just something about the guy that I loved, and like you said, he sold it. Whatever he was selling, like you bought the paleontologist and dinosaurs. I bought him as a cynic in The Mouth of Madness. That's where I bought him from, because I think that was so different from his actual personality. But his character was someone, he was always looking for scams. That was his job in the movie, and he didn't believe anything, and everything that you could think of under the sun, somebody's already done. And I liked that in his character, and he sold it. And I think the part of it was knowing that that wasn't really his true nature, but he sold it so well on screen. And also his portrayal of just completely going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I mean, at the end of the film, I mean, literally, he shows us what madness looks like, and it's terrifying, it's exhilarating, heartbreaking, it's everything. It's all the emotions muddled together, and he did such a good performance. And in a lesser actor's hands, I think that could have really gone off the rails really easily. But man, he just managed to bring everything into focus. And like you said, in The Mouth of Madness, well, that's my personal favorite. It's not the only horror he did. There was quite a few horror he did. I liked the cold. Again, he kind of was very cold in Omen 3, and I know that's not a particularly beloved movie, but it's not as bad as people give it. I think you like it better than Omen 4. I know for a fact you like it better than Omen 4. And of course, he did, like you mentioned, Possession, which is just a really good portrayal of a marriage just crumbling, and also a lot of other issues in that movie. Now that is a very complicated and complex film. If you want to talk about his range as an actor, and no one talks about it, even in the horror community, nobody talks about Possession as much as I think it should get. I was thinking of it the other day, ironically.
Jen?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here. Sorry.
Sorry, I
didn't.
thought did you cut out?
No, I don't think. Can you not hear me? Because I was talking the whole time.
No,
I
I
don't know.
heard you. It's just you cut. You just suddenly stopped there. Sorry, I thought there
You
was
were
an issue.
quiet. I didn't want to take
No,
up the whole thing.
I said go on. I was no possession. Possession is definitely. I think in recent years it's definitely acquired a bit of a cult status, and it's essentially left its mark because what was the Omen, the last Omen movie to come out?
The last Omen movie was if you're talking about the remake that they did, which was pretty good. But we did the one about the little girl.
No, the one with the nun.
That would be the last.
No.
The
The Omen one about the nun. No, Jen. The Omen movie about the nun.
For the.
They actually referenced the scene. The director took the scene. Yeah, turns out that the origins of Damien is from a nun.
Yeah, that would be in the remake.
That was a remake. Okay, it came out a couple years.
Yeah, back. Yeah, it was a well, not a it was a remake, kind of a requel. Is it a bad lag? I think this is a bad lag. Am I lagging somewhat?
There is a bit of there is a bit of lag there. Don't worry. No, the prequel with the nun with the convent.
Yeah, the prequel. That's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a scene that references possession.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. I'm sorry, I didn't catch all of it. I'm sorry about that. There is a bit of a lag on my end, I guess.
I think you're having trouble hearing me.
Maybe.
I think you're having trouble hearing me. So maybe that's the case.
It could be a laggy thing. Sorry about that.
No, you're okay. No, what was the movie with the nuns? Where the nun is giving birth to the Antichrist. It came out a few years back. It's an Omen movie.
You're talking about the other one. I know which one you're talking. I can't think of the damn name, but I know which one you're talking about. Now I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, Immaculate. Are we talking about Immaculate?
Yeah, it was an Omen movie.
Or the Omen?
No,
I'm not sure.
Not Immaculate.
Oh, okay. Then I don't. I'm not. I'm losing. I'm sorry. I'm losing my train of thought here. Little bit. I think there's just too much of a lag. Even with our icons, I think there's a bit of a lag. I'm not sure.
If you want to go on about possession there, Jen.
Just that it's a movie that's very underrated. People, but then some people think it's a little too ambitious, which I can understand. But I think it's one that people, when we're talking about Sam Neill, even before he passed, it was a movie I was thinking on, and it's one that doesn't get talked about even in the horror community as much as it should. And it's a very heavy. I mean, even for a horror movie, it's a pretty heavy movie about a marriage that's just, and it's also a little bit, I guess, to be fair, why it might not get talked about that much is it's a little bit confuddled. It is a bit of a confuddled movie.
The first Omen, it came out in 2024. I think you forgot the name.
Oh, you were asking me the name.
Yes, it's the first Omen. You forgot the name.
I didn't know what you were talking about. I can't. I did a little bit of a lag, I think. Sorry.
No bother. Hey, Trenchy.
Hey, Trenchy.
But yeah, they reference possession of fluids comes out between her legs, just
Yeah.
like the scene in a tunnel of possession, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Now I think I know what. Yeah.
It's fun the way it connects back to that, you know. What other horror? Yeah, Event Horizon. He was in Event Horizon already, also. But
He
yeah,
was.
what did you make of it, Jen?
I didn't catch any of. I'm sorry, I didn't catch any of that. Sorry.
Jen.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I just didn't catch any of that. Sorry. I'm here.
Hey, Trenchy, how are you doing?
Trenchy, can you hear me or am I really laggy?
No problem.
I'm just asking to see if it's on my end or your. I don't know which end it's on. It might be mine. Apparently, Trenchy can't hear me either. Shit. Oh, you can hear me.
Try
Okay.
that,
Okay.
Trench. Give me 1 second.
Okay. He
Okay.
says he can hear me now. I don't know. I don't know. Shoot. So you can hear me now, Trench. I feel like we're going from a tribute stream to a Motorola commercial. Can you hear me now? Jesus. Is there any sort of lag, Trench? Or is there a bit of a, if there's a lag on my end, it's a StreamYard problem. Marty can't hear you. I can. Oh, okay. Marty can't hear me. Okay. Marty can't hear me, but you can. Okay. And it's a StreamYard problem.
I can hear you, Jen. It's just there's just these big gaps. It must be
Okay.
lag, or I don't know if you're.
Trenchy says it's just a StreamYard problem.
Yeah. But possession, Jen.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on possession?
You didn't hear any of what I said earlier, huh? Fuck.
But what's your general thoughts on possession? Like,
I really like
do you
it. I
think
like it, but
garnered the kind of cult?
It has garnered a somewhat of a cult following, but a lot of people don't particularly like it. They think it's a little bit too confuddled. The ending is a bit confuddled, but it's it's a good movie. I personally like it. It's in a very in depth about a dissolve of a marriage and people carrying secrets. I also really that's one of the core themes of the movie, that people are carrying secrets. And I don't know if you got any of that or not. Okay.
And Christ Almighty, the ending as well. The ending is fucking bleak. It is.
I like the ending.
No one gets out of that movie.
I like the ending
in any kind of happy state.
No, it doesn't. And maybe that's part of people's problems with it too. It is kind of a darker film, but I like it for that.
Of course, you'd like the ending.
I do. I really like the ending. Again, but it shows his range. Hello, Brian.
But also, go on.
I'm just reading what Brian said. Brian says the stream I usually watch right now had to stop because they were having technical difficulties. And Trenchy said this was a StreamYard problem, so maybe it isn't on either one of us. Maybe it's just a StreamYard thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
Jen, what did you think of Event Horizon? Did you watch it? I know
Yeah,
it's more science fiction than
it's
horror, but
it's not my
I
bag.
wa-
I'll let you cover that one because yeah, as you noticed, I didn't mention it in my thing. It's not a bad movie, but it's a little too sci-fi heavy for me. So I'll let the sci-fi person handle that one.
I I I I like it though because it actually plays down the sci-fi and goes more into psychological horror. Probably one of Paul Anderson's better movies. Very much The Shining in space. Very tumultuous production. I know a certain cut of it got stuck in a salt mine in Transylvania somewhere. There's a bunch of unused print. But Neil is great in that as well as,
Yeah.
like you said, with In the Mouth of Madness, he's haunted ship. Brian wasn't wild about it. It's a great movie though, and Sam Neill is so good because again he's cracking up. He's a skeptic at the start. He believes in science. So when all this evidence is presented that the ship went to hell, he's like, "Oh, that's bullshit." But then he starts seeing visions of his wife who had killed herself because he was away on the project so long, and the ship starts to talk to him. He becomes one with the ship. This is his baby. The engine, the drive he made for it, essentially is a gateway to hell, and the ship wants him to take it back to hell with the rescue crew. Hey, Cara, we got Cara in the chat as well.
And creepy.
Yeah,
and
he's
creepy.
so
And Doc.
and creepy,
Your dice.
creepy McGree, and we got Doc. Hello, but again, he's so good because he starts off as just this kind of stuck up scientist, and then turns into this fucking madman who, again, by the end of it, he'd give fucking Pinhead a run for his money because he's savagely scarred himself. He's gouged out his eyes. And then when he comes back again, he's like a crisscross of scars, and he beats the living shit out of Lawrence Fishburne at the climax. He kicks ass. He is badass in that one.
He's also very good with Lawrence
Yeah,
Fishburne.
I'm with you, Doc. I'm with you. They worked really well. Yeah, it is. It sucks balls. It sucks balls, Doc, about that. I mean, fucking, we lose so many good people, and fucking, that piece of shit still sticks around. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, I think that's another great kind of addition to his kind of horror catalog. Jen, would you say Dead Calm would fall into that criteria as well?
Yes, Creepies just says, anyone see Dead Calm? It's really good. Yeah, I would check it out actually tonight. I actually really like this one. It's also with Nicole Kidman, and I want to say Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
Yeah, Billy Zane is
Billy
the villain.
Zane's the nut job. Yeah, he's the nut job they pick up.
And it's basically like a hitchhiker movie, but it's sea is what it is, and it actually adds a lot more because you have this crazy person on your boat, and what the fuck can you do? You're in the middle of the ocean, and the oceans have their own dangers, and it's also a really great movie to see because it was a fairly early role for Nicole Kidman, and again, Sam Neill and Nicole Kidman have really good chemistry, and you can't help but have chemistry with Billy Zane. And he is a nut. Trenchy's right. He is a complete. He goes over the top in this movie. Not that that's anything unusual for Billy Zane, but it was one of his earlier over the top movies.
It also kind of does. He establishes the tumultuous couple, just like Antichrist and Don't Look Now, and by Christ, it fucking kicks off with that child going through the windshield. I think Nicole Kidman at the start of the movie, or maybe she's remembering the car crash, and you see this toddler go through the fucking windshield. And obviously this has put kind of a strain on this couple's marriage, and they decide to go for a yacht cruise. And, things are, you could cut the tension with a fucking angle grinder, and it still would, an angle grinder, because it's so fucking, it's so fucking bad. But then to add just this fucking random nut job out at sea. It's great. And again, Sam Neill fucking kicks arse in it. He's,
He does.
the
He does. And he's
there's
also grieving. And another thing I like about this movie is it shows how two people who can experience the same, set of circumstances are grieving in two completely different ways. And you can see that
yeah,
Nicole Kidman is fucking pissed and she needs somebody to take it out on. And Billy Zane exploits all that.
yeah, and again, you kind of get the feeling as well. You think you get the feeling Sam Neill kind of blames Nicole Kidman because obviously she was the one who was driving and like she survived. So he's like, well, how come she survived and my child didn't survive? There is that, but he's not malicious about it or kind of
No.
he doesn't shove it in her face. But you get that undertone of like, we lost our kid and I'm kind of blaming you. It's a really good, a lesser actor would make someone who's exhibiting that kind of ideals or behavior just essentially an asshole. But no, Neil doesn't. You see where he's coming from. You don't
And he's
fucking go on.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just meant, and he's also, because he has these feelings, he's angry at himself also because, of course, what kind of person, is mad that his wife made it, but he's mad because his kid didn't. And it's a taboo thought. So he has
Yeah,
that on top. It's an anger on top of an anger, basically. It's a really good movie, Creepy. And Trenchy too. I think you guys would really enjoy it. It's a movie that unfortunately doesn't get talked about. It got kind of lost to the sands of time, or oceans of time, better in this case. But it's a really good one, and he's really good in it. And again, he's kind of doing it different from what some of his other roles are because he's dealing with grief.
I again, Sam Neill is someone who can do subtlety, even in a movie. He can do subtlety. He can do subtlety, but he can get so many emotions out as well in
Mm-hmm.
a subtle kind of way. He can again. It's not the best movie, but I watched it and the cast is good. I mean, Robert Redford is really good in this as well. The Horse Whisperer.
Oh yeah,
He is Kirsten Scott Thomas's husband in The Horse Whisperer, and like you kind of see that he's a doting father, but the relationship between him and Kirsten Scott Thomas is just strained, and it isn't helped when Robert Redford comes sniffing around her, and like he's helping her daughter, and he's helping the horse. It's like a lesser actor would sink into the background and be kind of forgotten
forgotten.
in this movie. Also, fun fact, it was one of Scarlett Johansson's earliest roles. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
no, he's there, and a lesser actor would, as I said before, come off as just this cheap kind of fucking, oh, I'm her real dad, and you're fucking with my family, and he'd be assholeish, but he's not in this movie either. He's good,
No.
and again, he took minuscule roles and made them his own, and he didn't have
Mm-hmm.
to shout or scream or be over the top.
No.
He was this individual who had this
He could
presence.
embody
I think
whatever
that's the word I'm
character
looking for. Yeah, yeah,
he embodied whatever he was playing, whether it be a small role or a big role. Brian
mm.
brings up another really good one that's neither horror nor, well, I mean, I guess it could be The Piano, and which was a critical
He's
darling of its time.
he's great in that. He's great in that as well. Again, there's subtlety, but there's a scene like when he explodes as well, when he chops off fucking Holly Hunter's fingers. That
Mm-hmm.
fucking stuck with me. I mean, again, you just see this guy, and it's reprehensible what he does, but it's just you're like fucking hell. And then the immediately he regrets doing it after he does it, and it's just it's again, that's a diverse actor. That's someone who can kind of switch gears mid role. Not many
Mm-hmm.
actors can do that.
Yeah. And you can hate what he does, but there's still a part of you that kind of likes him, or at least you can kind of understand where he's coming from, even if you don't agree with it yourself. And that's hard to bring the audience
Yeah,
along to an unlikable character, but he does it, and he did it with a lot of movies. Yeah, with the Omen sequels, he is really good in the third one. He is, and he plays it very cold, but I like him in that. I like how kind of cold and
Yeah.
clinical we got, but still managed to kind of bring his own, sprinkle his own Sam Neill-ness into the role. Very different from the other two, but a good movie. Omen 3 doesn't get talked about very much.
He's not, when he does villains, he can, as I said before, there's a subtlety to him, but he can do the kind of more sophisticated mustache twirling kind of persona. Yeah, just like in Daybreakers. But like I think the best example of him as a villain is in a John Carpenter movie, another John Carpenter movie he was in. Probably not the best movie, but Memoirs of an Invisible Man. He plays a
Yeah.
CIA agent who's hunting Chevy Chase, and he's good in that as well.
Mm-hmm. And he's good with Chevy Chase, and that's a hard. There have been actors who can get something good out of Chevy Chase, but not everyone can. And he was a difficult person to work with off screen as well.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
the
don't know what
Chevy.
their relationship was off screen, but they managed to get something on screen.
Yeah,
I
Chevy Chase was not the easiest actor to work with.
No. Yeah, I'm with Creepy on this one because, and you too, The Invisible Man is kind of a movie that, like, it does get shit on, but it's not bad. It really isn't. It's one of Carpenter's
It,
less talked about films.
yeah, again, like the studio were like, oh, we wanted a bit more serious, and then another week after that, can we get a comedy? And then a week after that, can we get it more serious again? They didn't know what they wanted. They didn't know. Carpenter didn't know what the studio wanted. The studio didn't know what the fuck Carpenter was trying to make. But out of that, I think Sam Neill fucking he he fucking killed it as a bad guy. And as in Constable Campbell in fucking Peaky Blinders, there's a
Hmm.
reason out of all the villains in Peaky Blinders he was brought back for 2 seasons because he got to utilize his Oma accent, his Irish Oma accent, Irish Northern accent, and he's so fucking slimy in that show. But again, there's a subtlety to it. There's no screaming, there's no barging. There's just he's like a human guillotine hanging over the family, and he's just so fucking good in that role.
He is. To kind of swing back again to kind of show the dichotomy of all of the characters and how different roles. Peaky Blinders was your thing, but he did another show that I'm. You know where I'm going with this. He did another show for Showtime where he played Cardinal Wolsey in the Tudors. And and I doubt anybody else is a super big Tudors nerd, but I'm a big Tudors nerd. And all the portrayals of Wolsey kind of make him very inhumane just about himself, that all he wanted to do was keep the king happy. But in this one, he manages to even bring some humanity for fucking Cardinal Wolsey. And that is, I know if you're not a Tudors person, it's probably like big fucking deal, but it is if you've read a lot of the books about him. Like, he doesn't make him like a saint or anything, but you can see he's not near as bad as what the books would have you think. And I loved his thing of Cardinal Wolsey in the Tudors. You could
Um,
say he was doing a thankless job and he was trying to keep a tyrant happy, but he did have a little bit of humanity. He was just a pragmatist. He just, he couldn't fight the system, but he tried to throw some good when he could. But he didn't ever try to he never tried to bite the hand that fed him either.
yeah, that's a fair representation of a historical character. Like, fucking, I hate Oliver Cromwell, but I think fucking um, Richard Harris, an Irishman, done a great fucking job as Oliver Cromwell in the
Mm-hmm.
movie, and I think Sam Neill done a great job with that as well. He's a great character. He's there to try and appease the king, but he's also trying to fucking keep the monarchy to some kind of fucking logical fucking standpoint. He's not.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to stop stuff from spiraling out of control. And yeah, Trench. He was also he was in the Jungle Book as well. I love him in that again. Another small role that he made his own. No, he's a Kiwi. He's from New Zealand. He was born in Oma in Northern Ireland, and his parents moved to
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand. He's a Kiwi.
He
Yeah,
really though can
the
he really
go on,
though he
Jen.
can do whatever nationality he's playing. You totally buy it when he's doing "Hello, Thimbo, you're not late." When he's doing an American, I buy the
Hey,
accent.
Timbo.
When he does the Kiwi, I buy that, and when he does Irish, I buy that, and Australian too. He did a, I think Dead Calm was he an American in that, or was it an Australian production? Because I know Nicole Kidman.
I think it was an Australian production, so I think he was a Australian. Now, here's the thing. If you were to ask me, I can't tell the difference. Now, fucking Campbell is going to kick my arse, but I can't really tell the difference between an Australian and a Kiwi accent. They're gonna fucking
Yeah,
he's gonna fucking want to fucking explode.
I can't. To be honest, I can't either. I know there is differences and subtleties, but I honestly think you probably have to be one or the other to kind of tell the differences.
Yeah, it's
Or
one
that's
of
just
those
a
things
very ignorant
where people
American
are
thing
like,
to say.
well, I suppose like it'd probably be like someone going, "Oh, the Irish accent is like the Scottish accent." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here, you fucking dick bag! Get out the fuck!"
Or I suppose it'd be like someone
Um,
from New Mexico and Texas, if a foreigner would say, Texas and very different, but well, in some parts, maybe not so different. Maybe that's not a good example.
I'm oh, Canon Trenchy's got a comment here. I'm gonna highlight. I can. What the YouTube's
I've
being
seen a
weird
little
today.
bit of Hunt
I've
for the Wilder People. I got to see all of it, but it was good. I think he has a New Zealand accent in that one.
Yeah, it's set in New Zealand. It's set in Hunt for the Wilder People is a great fucking movie. Taika Waititi, and again, it shows Sam Neill is multi-versatile. He plays it's a comedy, and he plays this kind of drifter who takes this young boy under his wing, and it's just funny. It's cool. It's a great movie. Again, check it out. And again, Sam Neill, he doesn't do over the top. He just does this kind of gruff, kind of fucking bushman kind of mentor to this kid, and it's a lovely movie. If you get a chance, check it out. Um, let's see. Hang on. What has Doc to say? Oh, sorry, Trench. Hang out with both New Zealand and Australia enough to know time you'll catch on. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Doc
I'm sure there
said,
are differences.
"What?
I'm sure there are subtle differences if you, like Trenchy
I'm
said, if you.
Colorado. Yeah, there is. There is. Doc says, I'm Coloradan with English, Scottish, and Irish heritage. I confuse everyone. Well, try asking Jen to do the wash, and then you'll be confused.
I'm not even going to dignify that. Carr says there's a lot of movies that I remember like him being in, but I don't remember the films themselves. I just remember seeing him. Well, yeah, I mean, he has a presence. That's one thing to say about the guy. He had a presence, even if you didn't know what movie you were watching, you remembered him or you remembered his face. I mean, he's just one of those actors. They don't make them like that anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, Tembo, he was in Bicentennial Man as well. He was the guy who kind of invented the Robin Williams robot or programmed the Robin Williams robot.
Yeah.
And he was, again, there's so much stuff he's in. I'm forgetting all this stuff. Merlin, the miniseries, he played a really cool Merlin. Go away, she doesn't sound like Switchblade. Go away. Go away, creepy. No, seriously, creepy. Go away. She's gonna fucking stab me. Yeah, Merlin was great, but yeah, again, I think just we lost a fucking titan.
We did.
He was such a good actor. He was in so many good things, so many genres, and he just kicked arse. He seemed, and he was from like Joseph Mazzello, who played Tim in Jurassic Park, said he was so nice, he was so kind. Yeah, where like a lot of the cast and and crew kind of like approached him as an actor, kind of Sam Neill would look after him and make sure that he wasn't bored and stuff. And that's just so fucking nice. He didn't have to do that to his handlers to do that, but you just get the feeling that Sam Neill was just a fucking top-notch human being. I know that he sold his hat, his scarf, and his boots from Jurassic Park, and raised a fucking shitload of money for UNICEF. I mean, that's just a fucking decent human being, right down to the core, if you ask me. So yeah, Sam Neill, I hope you're in a better place, and yeah, you kicked arse, and you filled a shitload of people's lives with joy with the roles you played. That's my kind of send off. Jen, what any last thoughts about Sam Neill?
Just that I hate it, and that I hope wherever he is that he knows what he left a legacy. He, like a lot of great ones, you leave a legacy with your films speak even after you can't, and his films are going to speak. And I think he's going to be one of those actors that other actors are going to study from generations to come, just and as a class act too, like you said. And I think the world is just a little less darker, a little less brighter without him in it, because like, again, he was, on top of being incredibly talented, he was a kind soul from all accounts I've heard about. He was just and it came through. I think that's one of the reasons why it came through in his acting.
Yeah. Dice, he actually beat T-cell cancer there, I think, last year. And yeah, 70, look, it sucks he's gone, but 78 isn't an age to fucking sniff at either. That was, no. Jesus Christ. I think if a lot of us can make it 78, we're doing well. And he was surrounded by family, and he was on his vineyard in New Zealand. And
which he loved. He loved his wine. He loved his wine from all accounts. He did.
Yeah. So that's a fucking wonderful way to go. If you have to go surrounded by loved ones on your home where you were happy, fuck it. That's a nice way to go. Yeah,
it is.
But yeah, no, guys, if you want after the stream, leave in the comments your favorite Sam Neill movies, or we'll leave them here. But myself and Jen are moving on, and just a heads up, there's going to be a spoiler warning for this. Now we're going to be discussing Evil Dead Burn. And we will be getting into spoilers. So if you don't want Evil Dead Burn spoiled, you best skedaddle. So, yeah.
Skedaddle?
Evil Dead Burn. Skedaddle. You never heard skedaddle?
No, I've heard skedaddle. It just sounds weird. Never mind.
No. Go on. Okay, see you later, Timbo. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye,
Doc.
Doc's doing it too. Doc's no skedaddle. Okay. It's just I don't think I've ever heard you say skedaddle.
Excuse me, I have a varied lexicon.
No, I know you do. It's not that you don't use pretty words, darling. It's just, never heard you say skedaddle.
Skedaddle, Jesus Christ. Would you like me to say GTFO then? Would you like me to say that?
No. Lots of puke. For fuck's sake. There's a lot of this. There's a lot of stuff in this creepy. Jesus Christ. Would you say this is the most vicious of all the Evil Dead films, the new and the old?
I think 2013 may be a bit more,
bloody,
a bit more grislier than it. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I just...
Dentures, Marty, dentures. Oh,
yeah, but that's not gore. That's not gore.
Oh, it made me want to fucking hurl Gaga maggot and the spit, and she puts it in her mouth. Oh God.
Okay, so we'll do a rundown. First off, the movie's directed by Sebastian Vanocek. I think I'm
Yeah,
pronouncing that right.
yeah,
And this guy directed Infested. Was it
he
last year,
did.
Jen?
No, from to 2023, I believe, and he brought his co-writer. They're kind of a team, because he did it with Infested too. The writer and the director, they're kind of a team. And what I like, and you brought this up, I'm kind of piggybacking off of you, and I'm making fun of the way you talk. Piggybacking off of you. This is very much, they're French, and you can tell they have the French extremities. I mean, this is something to harken back to High Tension, to Martyrs. It has those sensibilities. So if you like the French extreme, you're probably going to, or a fucking gorehound, you're probably going to fucking love this movie. I mean, and it's mean spirited. I mean, it is fucking mean spirited. And yeah, you guys are thinking, Jesus Christ, Jen, they're Evil Dead movies. They're all mean spirited. This one, I think, takes it up a notch in a good
It
way.
it does. First off, I want to say there's a lot of people bitching about this movie, and I think it's having the reverse Midas effect of Obsession, where everyone was losing their fucking mind over that movie to a nauseum fucking level. So with this, people seem to be dunking on it, and I can't, for the life of me, think why, because this doesn't do anything fucking more fucking gratuitous or more fucking heinous than the prior movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, Brian's like Obsession. Ugh. Yeah, Jen feels you, Brian. Jen feels you.
I do.
Um,
More
but
mid.
but this movie has a lot to fucking say.
Yes, it
It
does.
it, it as Jen said, it takes a big fucking slice of reverence from French extremity cinema of the early 2000s, be it High Tension, be it Martyrs.
Martyrs,
Yeah,
Inside.
yeah, it does not fucking hold your hand, but it also tackles some serious issues
It
such as
does.
toxic relationships and generational toxicity between family. And yeah, it does it in a really clever kind of way.
It does.
Um, so the main plot revolves around a girl called Alice whose husband was a chef and he died in a car accident that
Mhm.
may have been orchestrated, may or may not have been orchestrated by the Deadites. And she is attending the funeral, and yeah, things kind of kick off from there. A family reunion from hell would be putting it lightly. Jen, do you
Yeah.
want to give a breakdown on your thoughts of the movie?
Okay, so we kind of got to go a little bit because Marty's exactly right. What if you want the basic plot, that's what happens. But there is a lot. One of the things I love about this movie is that it doesn't hold, the directors don't hold your hand, but they trust the audience to pick up certain clues, and you picked up a good one because at the beginning of this, before the guy dies, before her husband gets in this accident that dies, they're at this nightclub having a party for his younger brother. And already you have an interesting pickle because the younger brother is very sensitive, very timid, and her husband is a fucking dick, an alpha fucking dick. And he's not just this way with his wife, he's with this way with everybody. And with his brother, it's his birthday, and so he's such a great guy. He gives him this very expensive pin, and he says it's from us. And he goes, you've been trying to write what 5 books, and his girlfriend cuts in and says actually just 4. And he goes, well, this pin is like thousands of dollars, and it's going to make you finally write a great book. Look what I did with her. She's a photographer, and I bought her this he's talking about his wife, and I bought her this fancy camera, and because of me now she takes fucking fabulous pictures. I mean, right there, portrait of a dick in like less than 5 seconds, or maybe like a minute of this movie, and we get, you're a fucking dick. And he and his wife are going back and forth. And what some people are saying, and they're right, is that while this movie is very extreme, it's also it does have little pockets of humor. And one of the things I love, this was probably one of the funniest scenes to me, is that the little brother's girlfriend leans over and she goes, "Promise me we'll never get married," because they're fighting so much. And also in this scene, while they're fighting, the fucking dick, I did not like this guy at all. And he goes, "What is it about you? You know, everybody else that all my other exes, they never made me this crazy." And right there, again, we're talking about some really heavy duty things. This guy's a prick. And when we head off to the funeral, we find out kind of why he's a prick, which I'll toss it off to Marty, because we're talking about generational trauma and, everything that's going on with there. But I'll toss that off to Marty.
You get the feeling, yes, the guy is a prick, but chances are he picked it up from his dad. Like he picked up certain aspects, because there's a scene in a nightclub where she goes off to get another bottle of vodka, and rather than calling her back like a civil fucking human being, he whistles to her the same kind of tone of whistle that his father gives their fucking German Shepherd. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck? So it's like, it's this guy is a piece of shit. Now, Is it his fault he's a piece of shit? Probably not. But it doesn't excuse his behavior. No. But even then, you do feel sorry for the family. Yes, the guy is a fucking rollicking fucking arsehole. And they all meet at the funeral home, which is next to a construction site. And oh my God, I'm going to tell you this right now. There are scenes in this movie with gore and violence and shit with the Deadites that would turn your stomach. But the thing that made me most uncomfortable, the thing that really fucking kind of just twisted like a nerve, was this funeral, because they're trying to give this eulogy, and all these heavy duty kind of machinery is fucking noising off in the background, and I'm like, this is a fucking funeral service from hell. Hey, Campbell, this is worse than any of the fucking. Okay, the horror later on is fucking good and stuff, but I think the most visceral part is this fucking funeral service, because the coffin nearly falls off the fucking gurney, and Alice, our heroine, doesn't have a speech prepared. And to make matters worse, the mother kind of guilts her into wearing her fucking smaller shoes. And they're like, Jesus Christ. Everything is, and don't get me wrong, a funeral service isn't supposed to be like, fucking, hey, guys, but this is just unfucking comfortable. I mean, this is, you're trying to mount a bicycle from the second story and it's got no saddle. Uncomfortable, guys. Seriously, it's just that scene at the fucking funeral home. Yeah. Yes. Well, what did you think of that? That was just.
I thought this is where I'm having trouble with some people who say there's no substance to this movie, because that funeral scene would beg to differ with you, because like you said, the shoes are a fucking metaphor, because as we find out later in the movie, the mother is basically putting she fucking hates. She's not like your typical mother-in-law who gives, well, she does give passive aggressive things, but it's not as obvious as some, but you can still feel it that she fucking hates this woman. And the shoes, the example of putting on too small of shoes, she is literally and metaphorically putting this woman's, forcing her into a role, into shoes that are too small for her. She wants her to be a carbon copy of herself, to be a good wife. And those shoes are a great metaphor for that. Also, the feelings, because whenever someone does try to stand up and talk to give, their thoughts about the dead and the person he was, you hear all this banging and it stops, or it doesn't stop. You can't hear what they're saying, right? And to me, it's like another metaphor for all of the people's, their internal monologues is sloshing inside of them, and it can't be expressed out. This family cannot express their emotions on the outside. They're being blocked, and it's all this noise that is stopping stopping them from actually projecting their emotions and feelings. And it's not heavy-handed, but it's so fucking good. But to get back to your other point about, that funerals aren't supposed to be joyous, which they're not, but it's all, some people do look at as a celebration. And we do have our one undertaker who goes and takes the coffin, to be cremated. And I love that scene where he's just, he's very
bopping away
in front of the, yeah. And I just thought, and I do, and I think I said it in my review, I hope whoever takes my cold dead body is as joyous as this person was when it's my time, because this is the exact contrast of the family. And again, they're not supposed to be happy right now, but this is someone experiencing joy. And it's also a great shot of the flames of hell, because he opens up the cremation and you see all the fire, and it literally reminds you out of a shot from hell, like the flames of hell are getting ready to engulf him. It's a great, I love that shot.
Like, again, as I was saying, this family is like, these people were fucking shitheads before they turned into deadites. But that said, you did feel kind of sorry for him. Even the dad, who's obviously a rollicking arsehole, he's pretty torn up about it. Like, some of the complaints, like some people were complaining that the family was reprehensible, and I get that. Whereas the dichotomy of Evil Dead Rises, you really cared about the family in that one, the little kids and the teens and stuff. Where these people were probably the worst family ever, but I still felt bad for them. Was that just me, or did you feel bad as well?
No, because at the end of the day, it's sad. This is just this is a portrait of a very, very dysfunctional family. And as you go into the movie, you find out there are reasons why not so much with the father, but you also get the kind of portrayal, like, if it had to be one of his sons, why couldn't it have been my little bitch sensitive son in the ground instead of my golden boy? And I don't have any siblings, but I had friends, and there were a few parents that you definitely could tell there's a preference, but I don't think they'd wish either one of them dead, but definitely there's a preference. I mean, it's part of some family dynamics, and I liked that too. And it's like you said, there's so much, but it's mostly the mother that we're really focusing on. And I love how she says, I am. And to getting to another point where I think this has a lot of substance is the mother does say at the funeral, she goes, I'd give anything for us to be a family again. And to me, it's one of the things I like about this film is it subverts our expectations, because with all the other Evil Dead films, it was always accidentally. We say an incantation from a book we weren't supposed to be reading in the first place, or we play a record we weren't supposed to be hearing, right? But in this, it's like we're switching the script, and instead of doing it that way, it's like our grief is what is inviting the Deadites in. And I think that that's a really genius way, and it's still honoring what Evil Dead has done before it, but it's giving a new twist.
That is cool as well. I think it's a double-pronged kind of aspect to the plot, because there is that, but there's also, this family has a secret that connects them to the Necronomicon, but I'm not
it does.
Away. But Jen makes a good point as well, though, that's pretty cool that there's
or do you think I'm totally off the mark?
No, I don't think you're off the mark. I think it's maybe some aspect of that did kind of allow fucking the Deadites to bring the sun back.
Yeah, I think so too. It's also what we do. We are our own creators of joy and happiness, and because of everything that is unspoken in this family, it allows things. And then we're in the bargaining and grief stage, so it's easier to be susceptible to what the Deadites are promising the family as it goes in longer. Also, I suppose we should give everybody I guess the people who are staying probably have seen it or don't mind spoilers, but we should give a trigger warning for this movie too, for all dog lovers.
Yeah, any pet owner. We're not going to, and Jen, seriously, I know you're going to already. We're not going to go blow by blow. Wait for it. Let
me get on my knees, darling. I thought I was going to do this after the stream.
I knew it. Jesus Christ. We're not going to go scene
Mm.
for scene in the movie. So
I think
if
blow by blow gives it a much more thorough. I know I would give the Shaft
Mm.
discussion a much more thorough job if it was blow by blow.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Mm.
I need to be drinking something
you're
stronger
talking
than
about the
tea.
movie. Oh, sorry, darling. I
Yes.
thought we were doing a little dirty talk.
No.
Under our noses of the people that are watching us, very.
Yeah, because
Okay.
all the subtlety of a fucking jackhammer. Anyway, yeah, there
That's
is.
what I like to think of you when you're between my legs.
Jesus Christ, it's nearly 2 o'clock. It's nearly 2 in the morning, Jen. I'm not able for this. Okay, but yeah, no, you're okay. Where was I? Dog. The dog gets a bad fucking doing. Go on.
We were talking creepy ass. So there's no book or tape to find. Should we? I'll let you handle this one.
Wait. There's a connection, but I'm not going to tell you what.
Elaborate.
I will tell you there is a number of Kandarian daggers that turn up, and they play a big role. That is cool, and there's a lot of expectations subverted as well in this movie. If you're, it kind of tricks Evil Dead fans, franchise fans. You think you know what's going to happen, and it doesn't. So that's cool. But yeah, back to the poor old fucking dog. Yeah, that was just fucking mean, and it doesn't linger on it, or it's not super graphic. But
that makes it worse because the sound, the what we really rely
on with that
scene is this, and oh god, I can't make any jokes or be cute about it, and I couldn't in my review either. I mean, it's just fucking, it's horrible, and if you have any sort of compassion or a fucking human being, it's going to make your blood run cold, and you see like the body a little bit, but you hear it, and it just embeds in your mind, and it's fucked. There's no other way to say it. It's effective. Now, but not to feel too bad, the dog does come back.
Yeah, we get a dead-eyed dog. It's pretty fucking cool. It's very, as you pointed out as well, Jen, it's very fucking Pet Cemetery. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
A lot of this movie kind of borrows, or maybe it's one of my favorite films.
No. Yeah, you're right. There's scenes as well that reminded me of Psycho with the stairwell, with someone getting fucking thrown down the stairwell. Like it's a cool fucking flick, and you can tell the director Sebastian is a horror fan, and he picks from the best, and yeah, and
he goes balls to the walls. That's what I appreciate it. That he just goes balls to the walls.
He does. And I think even before the proper transformation, even before the dad transforms, there is still a sense of foreboding as well, because they go to this house, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I know it was like a guest house that the younger son was supposed to have, and he let it fall into disrepair. But I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's a derelict. It's just a mean, gross, fucking dilapidated place, and
I call it a fixer-upper. I myself it had potential. There was some stuff about it, Marty.
Jesus Christ, it looked like fucking, I don't know what the fuck, but
it had kind of a gothic feel. It really did. It did.
Do you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the hotel in fucking Norman Bates' house.
Psycho.
That was another thing. It reminded very much of the house from Psycho, and yeah, I like that.
I love that house. Framing.
Yeah, it's cool, as you said, the kind of gothic kind of windows and roof and stuff like that. Hey Ben, had you any particular kills or scenes that really kind of like? Okay, I'll set up for Jen because I know what she's going to talk about. One of the family members is a grandmother with dementia, and
Mhm.
she is the
Oh,
comedic relief.
mm,
And there's a scene
God,
how she gets turned,
oh,
and Jen,
God,
Jen nearly
damn it.
fucking, and this is Jen Mitchell. Jen Mitchell nearly fucking hurled because of the scene. So, Jen, do you want to tell how poor old Granny gets turned into a deadite?
Yeah, it's very it's kind of reminiscent of Rise because the girlfriend of the little brother is a deadite now, and she's she's kind of fucking with her and stuff, and they oh, for fuck's sake, she takes out these fucking front dentures that are in the front of her teeth, and there's just saliva and spit, and I don't know what it is about saliva and spit, but it's in this old woman's mouth, and you just can smell the dentary smell. And again, I'm not trying to be ageist, but oh god, it's like a whiff of death, but it's alive, but it's dead, and it's oh god, and it's all gooey and oh god, and
Jen,
she takes it and holds it, and the camera lovingly caresses it, is what it does, and you see all this dripping and liquid, and you can fucking smell, and all of a sudden she puts it in her mouth, and god damn, I hated it. Oh god, ew.
what was it? Was it
Never since audition?
Which creeped you out? Which of the three parts creeped you out more? When the deadite girlfriend took Granny's teeth out, when the deadite girlfriend put Granny's teeth into her own mouth, or when deadite girlfriend put the teeth back into Granny's mouth to infect her?
When she put it in her mouth, in the
Which,
dough,
the
not in the
Granny's mouth or her own mouth?
in her own mouth. It's I know they're deadites, but ew, just no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with you with that, creepy. I'm with
I
you with that.
just I mean, Marty, I mean, would you ever for any reason put fucking someone's dentures in your mouth? It's fucked up.
I'd put your dentures in my mouth. I'd be sucking on them. I'd be like,
I just
"Mwah,
and it's old lady death
mm,
breath. It's old lady death breath.
mwah." Hey, Jen, let me get to first base from across the room.
Shut up. Oh god damn it. And I also, this didn't gross me out. I just thought it was a really cool fucking scene. The dishwasher scene, I really appreciated.
I was shocked that the boyfriend didn't fucking die from that scene.
I was going to ask you about that. Did I miss something? Because shouldn't he have been dead? Like, I kept thinking, you see her pushing him down into all the
Yeah,
knives. Like, how does he
I
not die
surely
right
some of
away?
these I suppose maybe the shoulder blades would have stopped a lot, but I'm amazed these organs weren't fucking punctured. One character gets you know the way your mum always tells you. Well, my mum always tells me to make sure the knives are turned down when you put them into the dishwasher. Not the
Yeah.
case with this family's dishwasher, and the boyfriend gets knocked back onto all these upturned fucking forks and knives and kebab skewers, and fucking he basically gets fucking voodoo dolled, pincushioned onto these fucking yeah, she would, Kiwi. He get but for some reason he doesn't survive because they showed that in the trailer, and I was like, fuck, did they just show one of the kills? But no, apparently he survived somehow. All that cutlery missed his vital organs, so
But
yay.
I mean, it's in the where a lot of his wood. I didn't know. I was a little, but you know what? I'm willing to give it a pass because it is brutal, and like the fact that she keeps. It's not like one time and boom and that's it. She keeps going and pushing him further and further, and for that, it's effective. Like I'll give it a pass. Like it doesn't have to be steeped in reality if it's a good fucking scene. Like my beloved High Tension. If it's fucking cool enough
Yeah.
looking, I can give it a pass, and it was fucking cool enough looking, at least to me.
I've where fucking Alice went to town on her mother-in-law's face with the fucking leg razor, the lady's leg
Mm-hmm.
razor. That was like I was like,
The bitch had
fucking,
it coming.
fucking Christ.
Was that the one that got you worse? The worst? Which scene got you?
Trying to think. I think
It's
near
not the
the end.
dentures.
No, the dentures was grand, Jen.
Oh!
The dentures, for fuck's sake, they're only dentures.
That fucking traumatized me, Marty. That was fucked up. And this is me saying this. That was fucked up.
I'm probably near the end where Alice got the rebar through her fucking ankle.
That was cool.
That was like, because I hate shit happening feet as well. I got problems on feet. And I really like this movie. I still think, though, that probably Rise is my favorite. I think it's weird. Rise and 2013 kind of tie with each other every once in a while. It depends what day the wind's blowing. But this one is still good. It's a worthy addition to this. And I like the fact as well that this does connect to those movies. First off, the movie begins with Jessica, the girl who came out of the lake at the start of Evil Dead Rise. She comes up, and it's a really cool scene involving these two dipshit fishermen. And then at the end, Elle Bixley, Alyssa Sutherland's character, the mom, the deadite mom from the last movie, turns up in a really cool post-credit scene. And also the design of the Necronomicon that's shown in a photo and a sketchbook is the same design, the exact same patchwork design from 2013. So they're connecting this to 2013 and fucking Rise. And we're getting a prequel to 2013 in the form of Evil Dead Rat. It's going to take place in the late 70s, early 80s. That's all I know so far.
Mm-hmm. It's a good post-credit scene, and I think that if we keep going in the direction we are, this one is my favorite, actually, out of the newer ones. This one is my favorite by hands down, and I'm with Trenchy. People went crazy over the cheese grater scene, and it was all right, but there was better stuff in this movie. I would agree with that, but it's not the gore that gets me. I just like the family trauma and all the literally unburied shit that's going on in this family, and also the domestic abuse of it, because the one scene, and it made me think, because the guy said it, and I've experienced it. A guy broke into my house and didn't understand why it was wrong. One of my exes did that. So but when he's like saying, it's everybody else, it's your fault, it's everybody else, that's where that really hit me, because these guys really think that no matter what they do, it's everybody else's fault, and that's really scary. Like, shit, yeah, deadites are scary, but fucking pricks are way scarier. So
I like this one. I think, like you said before, though, all the newer movies, 2013's theme revolves around addiction and your inner demons, as well as fucking real demons. The Rise is about motherhood and the terror of motherhood and the fear of motherhood, and this one is about toxic families and generational toxicity and how you can fuck your kids up. Yeah, it's a good watch. It's well worth checking out.
It is.
Any final thoughts on that movie?
Oh, that fucking denture scene, Marty. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, come on. Come on. Jesus.
Oh, God. Yeah. It was fucked up, guys. It was.
When we get old and stuff, you won't let me suck your dentures.
Oh, God, Marty, shut up. Oh, God damn it.
Just like, no. Come on, baby. Check it out. I'm gonna be macking on you from across the room.
You know,
Brr.
there are just some things that shouldn't be on film, says the girl that loves necrophile movies.
Oh yeah. You're okay. You're fucking making fun of me when I get like when a dude's jerking off and stabbing himself. But when I fucking talk about dentures, you're like, oh, to answer your question, Dan. There was about 20 people in the cinema, including myself. Yeah, I have.
Started the fucking dentures on me is what he's done. Fucking, I mean, there's like it said in I Saw the Devil. There are a lot of sick people in this world. That's all I'll say. There's a lot of fucking sick people in this world. We need to have that meme on rotation.
Like the way you'd see someone erotically like lick an ice cube. I couldn't do that with your like dentures or anything like that. Sure. No.
Fuck off, Marty. Oh, that.
What if you had a retainer?
Understand. My stomach was doing.
No.
You know what? It's fucked up. As to getting back to the movie, besides that, like I said, you guys, if you guys just want to go and watch a fucking gory movie and have fun, you can. But if you want to deep dive and analyze and go a little, there's a lot. The one thing I have gotten a little annoyed with is a couple of people like, well, there's not much except it's just gore for gore's sake. No, there's a story here.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
And I won't lie, I've gotten a little annoyed saying that people are just there is gore and there's some fucked up scenes. There was besides the denture scene, in all seriousness, guys, there's a couple of scenes I was going, whoa, I was loving the fuck out of it. But even me, there's a couple of scenes I was like, whoa, we went there. But again, very much French extremities in the best way possible. It has the sensibilities of it. And I love those films. But it also has a lot more to it than it's not just a dumb gore flick. It has a little bit more subtext to it and allegories, which are the best kind of horror to me.
Yeah, and again, as I said before, it uses Evil Dead's fans' kind of expectations against them, because you think characters are going to do a certain thing or use a particular weapon, and yeah, no, it's really clever. It's far more clever than people are giving it credit for, and it is a worthy addition to the franchise.
It is. It's probably my number 3 for horror this year. No, I still haven't seen everything. There's a few movies that I've missed out that I need to catch up on, and the year isn't over yet. But as of right now, as of what I've seen, it would probably be my number 3 for favorite films this year. And what I like about it is, I'm not kidding, guys, it is a balls to the walls kind of horror film. It makes you happy to be a horror fan. If you're a fucking carnage candy or gore hound, this is going to be just perfect, because I hate it. And I think a lot of other horror fans do too, when we kind of go half-hearted or pussyfied. This is a movie that literally goes balls to the walls in the best way possible. And and I love it. Even like the best things of a horror movie is when you've seen as much horror as I have, when it can make you go, God damn, or make your stomach do somersaults. It's doing it right, because it takes, you get desensitized after a while. And this one is going to make you feel the tiesness. Marty, help me out. You got the words.
The what?
the sensitized. I was going to say it puts the ties.
Desensitized.
That's what I said, but like it makes you, never mind. Never mind, but it makes, fuck off.
Sorry, guys. Jen is just awash with emotions right now. So,
yes, the ferocity, it's definitely bringing it in this film. And like I said, I think it's more brutal than the cheese grater scene. I really do. Everything's fine with Velvet. They just got a new job. Well, yeah, they're working a lot, and they're working at a place where a lot of people quit, so they've had to take a lot of other shifts. They haven't had a weekend for a few weeks now. They were supposed to have their weekends off. Hey, Monty!
Hey, how you doing?
We're just talking about the Evil Dead burn, and the fucking denture scene, Monty. Oh my fucking God!
For fuck's sake! Jen, I watched the lad stab himself while he was, and you can't fucking deal with someone putting dentures into their mouth?
But it's not their dentures, Marty. It's an old lady's dentures. Oh God. And it's got all their
Again, to reiterate, a dude had fucking semen coming out his dick and
yeah.
fucking stabbing himself covered in blood.
Yeah,
Put
I know that was
dentures
cool.
into
You
a
were
mouth
literally coming and
was-
going. Monty says the scene was so fake. It fucking disturbed
It fucking
me,
didn't
guys.
look fake, motherfucker. No, it did not. I don't Evil Dead Burn. I thought it was meant to be an STD. Could be as well. It depends where those dentures have been.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. What if the old lady was pleasuring herself with those teeth? And oh God, oh Jesus, God. Old lady love juices. Oh God, Marty. I need some bleach.
I thought the grandmother was great. I thought the grandmother was so fucking funny. She's gonna steal my money. Or the bit where they're like everyone is fighting their shit going to fucking pot with the deadites downstairs. And then fucking the granny is just traveling up slowly in the fucking the chair, the elevation chair. And I expected fucking her to be listening to elevator music as that's happening. But yeah, no, Evil Dead Burn, worthy edition. I think anyone who says it isn't a good movie or they think it's surface level are fucking tripping balls, because it has a lot to say and it does it so fucking well.
It does. I will agree with you on that. Trenchy says sometimes the oddest thing sets you off. I think he's talking about me. And also the scene, we didn't really cover it, but again, to kind of show the depth of the film, the scene where, the grandmother is a deadite and she's under the sheet, she looks like a ghost. It's kind of reminiscent of Halloween is what it made me think of for a split second. But I like how she is talking, or like how the mother would actually talk. She remembers her name and she goes, it can be like it used to be. I thought that was that whole scene was just so fucking powerful. And again, showing you what we can delude ourselves in grief and how the bargaining and how, with the right, with just a little bit, we can make ourselves believe, because it's the mother who betrays everybody and lets the husband into the house. And she goes, you promised you weren't going to hurt anybody. And that scene, they're talking about kissing, no kidding, when she kisses her husband and she goes, you haven't kissed me like that in years. Very, very powerful stuff. There's a lot of commentary under there.
Could you also put that down to fucking abuse victims compartmentalizing their abuse and
I would definitely do that.
That even
I would. I think this movie is a little smarter than some people are giving it credit for. I really do.
The thing is, Brian, I think the characters were really well constructed. You weren't meant to like them. Yeah, and you weren't meant to really give a fuck about them.
But you know what? Everything hits different. So but I think there's a little bit there's a lot of, maybe it's a little too subtle though. Maybe some of it's a little. I don't know.
I love the post-credit scene, Monty.
Yeah, I did too. And also, I don't want to give a spoiler for people who haven't seen it, but that post-credit scene was so fucking cool because, again, talk about going balls to the walls.
Yeah, like fucking no one is safe. No one is safe in this movie.
Yeah.
I think we're going to end it here, Jen. But yeah, if you haven't seen Evil Dead Burn, check it out. I think it's well worth checking out in the cinema. Before we go, Jen, do you mind doing a roll call of people who stopped in, just so we can give people a shout out?
Okay, Brian Goes Blue and Coco 2, The Horror Miser Monty G, The Soulless Trenchcoat Trenchy, Brian Cubic Lover was in, Kiwi at the Movies was in, Kara was in, let's see, I know there, Creepy was in. Thanks so much for stopping by. And I hope, Creepy, if you're still here, I hope you enjoy Dead Calm. I really do. Let's see, I know there was a few other people in, and there's always the guys in the trench coat watching too. Doc was in. There should be more. There's we had a lot of engagement with the chat. Doc Thimbo was in. Thimbo was in.
Yeah,
Always great to have
was in.
Thimbo in the thing. Tom Barker was in. Tom Barker was in. Let's see, and I think that was it, at least for all the people I see at the moment. And then if it, like I said, any of the guys naked in their trench coats watching us, thank you for that. Please don't be pulling yourself though when I was talking about dentures, you sick fucks.
Shit. So, oh wait, does that include me, Jen?
Yes, Star.
Fuck, I better put this away. Oh, fuck. Back in you go. Back in you go. Oh, I actually.
Well,
I think my friend John Frawley was in the chat as well, but John
I didn't see him, but I'm sure he was.
He was, but his fucking comment got flagged.
Oh,
he
was
sorry, joking. He's fuckers. Like, evening guys. You're talking about Sam Neill. Oh, my comment isn't coming up. Oh, let's see. Tits. Yeah, my comment definitely didn't come up. Tits and ass. And so, that's my friend John Frawley.
Awesome
hell.
Dude, by the way. Awesome dude. Really, this was a fun one, and I thank everybody for coming into the chat. I really do. It was nice for y'all to join us for a while. Yeah, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. Probably my fault.
Fucking, it's the internet. It's StreamYards. We really got to see if we get an alternative to StreamYards. But it was awesome hanging out, and thanks for everyone who's stopping in. And again, R.I.P. Sam Neill. You kicked ass.
Was a legend.
A minute before I go, I just R.I.P. dude. You kicked ass, and you had an action figure. I think if anyone reaches the point where they get an action figure themselves made, they're doing well.
Yeah, I would agree. He deserved it.
So
I hated it. I hated it.
Yeah, it sucks. But with that, we're going to end it here. But thanks a million, guys, and have a good night. Shlán Awalia.
Penis. Denture.
Of course, we have to play it.
Penis.